What's the Haps WWE Universe? I am the last professional broadcaster, Sam Roberts, and I am excited to be representing the WWE Elite Squad here at the WrestleMania Access Superstore in Dallas at the Mattel booth. I'm going to get to see some of the Mattel reveals in person.
So these, as much as these harken back to the 80s, around the corner we have our line that sort of harkens back to the 90s.
Oh, talk about a line. The fans were able to bring this back.
Yes.
Retros survived.
That's my number one, Bret Hart right there.
Wow.
That was my absolute favorite.
So debuting this weekend at Access is Series 2 of our Mattel Creations Online Retros.
And this era Hart Foundation were managed by?
Probably managed by the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Well, thank goodness he's in the line.
Absolutely.
And look at him too, so loud with his megaphone, his obnoxious jacket.
Yeah. And then rounding out there is Nikolai Volkov.
First ever Nikolai Volkov.
And we're here at the WWE Retros section, it looks like. Very exciting. This is going to be Mattel Creations exclusives, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's correct. Retros returned, finally, after a long wait. We came back with that Roddy Piper Mr. T set. Sell out very quickly, so they are going to continue, and we've got a brand new set which is going to come a little bit later this year that we're debuting here, and it consists of Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, Jimmy Hart, and Nikolai Volkov. So that's the newest retro bundle, all packed together, individually carded with a great shipper, and we're also giving a sneak peek of what's coming early next year, and the first figure is, I'll let Bill reveal this one.
Tugboat. A figure that I always wanted but never was in the original line, and now he will be in the retro line. So I'm very excited to show the first, this is our hand-painted prototype of the upcoming Retro Wave 3 Tugboat figure.
Looks excellent, and people that are retro collectors, right, you guys are hitting them right in the perfect spot, it looks like, with these, yeah.
Yeah, so we're keeping it to Legends right now, obviously, you know, 80s through 90s, maybe even creep into Attitude Era at some point, but we want to hit those legendary talents that, like, work so well with this form factor.
Excellent, excellent.
And welcome from me to the history of the Retro Series 12, also called the Wave 2. And at WrestleMania Access Superstore, we saw for the first time the Wave 2 with the retro prototypes of Bret the Hitman Hart, of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, of Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart, and Nikolai Volkov. And after that great reveal, we then get more information at San Diego Comic-Con.
Please welcome your panel host, Sam Roberts.
What's going on, Comic-Con? How are you? We are so excited to be here. Welcome to the WWE Mattel panel. You know, we've been doing these virtually for the last 2 years, and it feels really good to be back doing this in person. Like on Mattel Creations, right?
That's why we brought you here.
Hey.
All right. So, Retros returned to Mattel Creations this past January.
Let's go.
We showed you the next Retro 4-pack. This will go on sale August 31st at MattelCreations.com.
Hey guys, this is Pixel Dan coming to you from the Mattel booth at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Wanted to take a look at the Retros. Of course, these are inspired by the original, the Hasbros is what the fan community calls them, but the retro WWF action figures. And of course, we've seen them kind of come back. We had a recent 4-pack that gave us some figures like Mr. T and Mean Gene, but you can see we got a new pack displayed back here. We got Jimmy Hart, we've got the Hart Foundation, Volkov, and I love this display. Really, really cool stuff. So there you guys go. I'm not sure if any new ones are going to be showing up over the course of the week, but I'll swing back by and check it out just in case. But I wanted to give you guys a good look at this display as it currently stands.
So at San Diego Comic-Con in July of 2022, Retro Series 2 was showed again for the first time after the WrestleMania Access, and we get a date on August 31st. The big sale on Mattel Creations again would be started. And Mattel built a great and awesome display for the Mattel retro figures here, displaying retro Wave Series 11, Wave 1, and then also added in the following days of the Comic-Con the Retro Series 13 and tag team figures from the NWO. So a huge display, and then only 1 month later it was time for pre-sale. So again, like for the Wave 1, the Series 11, Mattel Creations made a great job in displaying that series on their Mattel Creations homepage with great pictures in front of that crowd, with great pictures from each figure, from the cards. You see here every pictures from the Mattel Creations homepage. We are really excited to get those figures in hands, and those were to get for a price of $55 for a package. The whole package includes, of course, 4 figures, all 4. And now let's come to an overview over Retro Series 12. We start with the figures with Bret the Hitman Hart, the HDX 85 920, HDX 85 930, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the 940 Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South, and the 950 Nikolai Volkov. Here we have the cards of Bret Hitman Hart, Jim Anvil Neidhart, Jimmy Hart, and Nikolai Volkov. And again, the shipping box first was a factory box, and inside of that factory box we here get the official Retro 4-pack shipping box with the great design again of the Hart Foundation with their manager and with Nikolai Volkov. Here the cards on detail front and back side of Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart's card, Jimmy Hart, and Nikolai Volkov. And so in September the first figures then arrived. Only 1 week after the pre-sale, the collectors get their figures in hand. It was exciting time. It was not really a pre-sale, it was really a sale. So only a few days after your purchase, you get your Retro Series 12 figures in your hands. And with that, pictures of the Retro Series 12 figures. Now let's come to my collection. So here we have my mint on card collection of Retro Series 12 Bret the Hitman Hart HDX 85 920 with the Heart Attack. We have Jim Neidhart the 930 with the Anvil Slam. We have Jimmy Hart the 940 with a Megaphone Mash, and the Nikolai Volkov X HDX 85 950 with the Nikolai Kikolai Move. I don't have any of those mint on cards signed. I met Bret the Hitman Hart 1 month before I get my retro figure, so I let him sign my retro ring at a wrestling convention in Cardiff. And I've got the chance on the last WWE tour in Germany to meet Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter Natalia, and let her sign 1 figure of her dad. Here is my card with a Natty signature. A great piece for me, and so this is my collection mint on card of Retro Series 12. And now let's come to the Lucy's. We have here HDX 85 920 Bret the Hitman Hart with the Heart Attack, kind of a clothesline. We have HDX 85 930 Jim the Anvil Neidhart with the Anvil Smash. HDX 85 940 Jimmy Hart with a Megaphone Smash. I leave my tape here on the Megaphone just because I don't know when I remove that if it really stay in position. So this is my Jimmy Mouth of the South heart with tape on the megaphone. And last but not least, Nikolai Volkov HDX 85 950 with a Nikolai Kikolai. Yeah, awesome name for that move. So here we have all loose figures of Retro Series 12. And now let's talk body parts. We have here Brett the Hitman Hart. You saw that type of figure a lot in all the Retro series. We have the Mankind body, and of course not with the Mandible Claw, but also Retro Series 2 Stone Cold Steve Austin's right fist. So Mankind and Stone Cold both become Brett the Hitman Hart. For the next one, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Also a lot of reuses, like we saw them in last series. We have again John Cena from Retro Series 1. We have Ultimate Warrior also from Retro Series 1. We used Cena's upper body and Ultimate Warrior's lower body. And to get the perfect slammer figure, we use again the Kurt Angle arms, the Kurt Angle boots. So like a lot of other slammers in the last series. The last one was the Junkyard Dog in Retro Series 10. Here we have all three figures that become Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jimmy Hart, a complete reuse. It's obvious from the Retro Series 11, Mean Gene Okerlund. It's the exact same suit and lower body also. They just remove the head. They just change the megaphone to a microphone. And yeah, so we have here the identical same body parts for Jimmy Hart from the Mean Gene Okerlund. And for Nikolai Volkov, it's very similar to the Roddy Piper from the series before. We have the Sami Zayn body reuse, but that Sami Zayn upper body was from Dean Ambrose from the Retro Series 3. So we have Dean Ambrose and Sami Zayn becoming Nikolai Volkov. And now let's take a look on the Series 12 checklist. We have the boxes, of course, the factory shipping box from Mattel Toys. We then have the official Retro 4-pack shipping box of the 4 figures, the cards of all 4 Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, Jimmy Hart, and Nikolai Volkov, and the 4 loose figures. That brings us to a total of 10 items for Retro Series 12. And with that, thank you for watching the history of Retro Series 12. Next week, we come to Retro Series 13. And for now, let's take a look on some rare pieces, some prototypes, some errors, and see you next week. Bye.